Hi, this is Allie. Welcome back for another video update. So I wanted to make another video because it's been 1 month since I've been on hormones. It's actually been a little over 1 month. Today is Saturday, and it was 1 month this past Wednesday. But I kind of just wanted to give an update about what's been going on in my life, how things have been changing, and just to give you an update. So I made a little list because I won't remember things. So I'm going to go ahead and read that list, kind of. So I'm going to kind of talk about some of the changes that have been going on because of the hormones. I did have an appointment on Friday with my endocrinologist and had some blood work done, and he basically said that it looked good, but it could be better. So I guess the level of estrogen in my body was at a pretty decent level, but the level of testosterone was higher than he would like it. So I got put on another testosterone blocker. It's a progesterone, and then I'm also taking the spironolactone for that. And then I got upped on my estradiol from 1 milligram to 2 milligrams. So there's an update on that. But since I started taking hormones, things that I have noticed that are different. My appetite has increased a ton. So I'm not sure if I'm just really fat and have been eating a lot lately, or if it's that my appetite has just gone through the roof. I constantly want to eat, and I want to eat everything, but so that's something that's different. As far as like my emotional side, a lot of times with estrogen, people's emotions go out of whack, especially compared to only having testosterone. I've definitely noticed that I get more emotional more easily. I'm not really one to usually be vulnerable or cry or anything like that. But I've been on the verge of tears a lot more lately. Nothing crazy, but definitely a little more than before. My mood has also been a little different, and I'm not sure if that's just because of my daily life or if the emotions are, or the hormones are affecting that, which they probably are. But that's kind of changed as well. Honestly, I'm looking forward to being a little more emotional because I think a lot of times I hold emotion in and then don't have the outlet to express it. So that's a positive. And also, just as a forewarning, I'm going to be very candid about my life and what I'm going through, so just so we're all aware. But another difference is that my boobs have been very sore recently. Like right under the nipple has been sore and sensitive, which is honestly a positive thing in the fact that it means that they are growing and that something is happening that wasn't happening before. Also, as far as like my sex drive and arousal and things, that has changed a lot actually. Within the first week even, I noticed a decrease in my sex drive. And I usually have a pretty high sex drive, but that has definitely changed. Where, like usually even the function of everything going on down there is a little different. Like usually males will wake up in the morning and we'll be happy to see everyone. Things like that, like the random erections have not been happening nearly as much as they did, actually barely at all. and I'm sure a lot of men can attest to the fact that that usually does happen. So the absence of that is definitely different, and it's not unwelcome. And then, like I said, my sex drive has gone down, which again is not unwelcome because I had a pretty high sex drive, so I'm happy about that. Overall, not a tremendous amount has changed yet. It's kind of been a little by little process, but exciting nonetheless. And then I did want to talk about a couple other things as well. So I went on a vacation, on a trip, I think 2 weeks ago now, to Denver. And it was with 3 of my really close friends. And while I was there, I kind of decided to definitely be more authentic to myself. And I asked if they would call me, by Allie, and if they would use my correct pronouns, things like that. I also, went out into public dressed feminine, probably more as I would like to, but I haven't really full-time done that yet. But I did while we were in Denver. And so these were just a couple of things that I realized or noticed. First of all, like, bathrooms are a lot harder of an issue than I thought they would be. I think hearing about the bathroom issue and in media and on TV and the news and everything is definitely different from living it. Like, clearly my face has not changed a ton, and I don't really look super feminine yet, in my opinion. And so wearing a dress and a little bit of makeup, not a ton, and being out in public and having to use the restroom is just it's hard. So, I would use the women's restroom, but I was always fearful because I didn't want to go in and then, I don't know, have anyone say anything to me. And I never did, but that fear was always there. And I definitely didn't want to use the men's restroom because I didn't look very much like a man either. So that was one thing that I think is going to be interesting as I do transition. I think part of that comes from gaining confidence in the way that I look and in who I am in general, to be able to just go into that situation and not have to worry about it. I also haven't quite yet, and I think I just said this, but I haven't quite yet gone full-time in public. Part of it is that I don't have enough clothes yet, but I think too, something that I've realized a lot of is that there's a lot of fear that comes along with this, which I guess is very understandable, but it's something that I had not necessarily anticipated or thought of too much beforehand, just because I'm usually a pretty confident person, and kind of don't care what other people think, but now it's hitting a little more close to home for some reason, probably because for the first time I'm being vulnerable to myself and in front of others, so showing my true self is hard, I guess, for me, and I haven't quite done that yet. I've talked to people at work, and everyone is very supportive, and everyone's fine with it as far as that's concerned, which a lot of times I know transgender women aren't met with that kind of welcomeness, so I am very happy about that. So that kind of living full-time is something that's coming, but again, it's something where that confidence needs to be there that I'm working on for sure. And then one other thing, I kind of wanted to say like a thank you, or this is a general excited thing, when I was in Denver and I asked my friends about, you know, using Allie and she, her, hers pronouns, for a little bit, for a couple of them, it was a little awkward, a little hard. These are friends that I've had for a while. But it really was good to see people come around, and it felt good from my end to hear that from other people. It was very validating for me, and to have the support from them is extremely helpful. And so I want to thank the three of you, who you know who you are, for doing that and for continuing in my daily life to go by my pronouns and my correct name, because it is something that's really helpful. And for everyone in my life who's called me Allie and used feminine pronouns, I think that I want to thank you guys as well. And just for all the support, period, has been amazing. But it's kind of all that I wanted to talk about. I'm very excited to continue on, especially with the new dosages that I've gotten. I think that the first couple months usually kind of go on the slower end as far as seeing physical changes. But I can definitely already start to see some of the mental, feel some of the mental changes. So I'm really excited to go forward and see what happens. Again, if you have any comments or questions, if you just want to throw some love my way or whatever, you can do that and talk to me, let me know, and I will talk back and respond. I don't know. But yes, thank you all so much. I'm sure I will make another video pretty soon. Happy 1 month anniversary to me. And yeah, I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.